article on ASPCA titled Pet Statistics reveals that every year in the United States, approximately 670,000 dogs are euthanized. This large amount of unnecessary deaths is why we need more animal shelters like Wishbone. Wishbone is a no-kill shelter that follows a philosophy that states that all healthy and treatable homeless companion animals have the right to live. Only animals that are too sick, too injured to be rehabilitated, irremovably suffering, or animals that are too vicious with a poor prognosis for rehabilitation should be euthanized. In this speech, I'm going to talk about the needs for Wishbone, how Wishbone satisfies those needs, and how to help Wishbone. There are many needs for shelters like Wishbone, the biggest obvious one being that they save many dogs' lives. On Wishbone's website, they give data from 2017 that shows that year they had a total of 568 dogs. Out of those dogs, only 4 of them had to be euthanized due to health reasons, 2 passed away, and 562 of them were adopted. That's 562 dogs that were saved from being euthanized and put into a good, loving home. Another need for Wishbone is that they don't let dogs suffer. An article on Brandon Gailey, written by Brandon Gailey, reveals that dogs are the most common victims of animal abuse, accounting for 64.5% of all documented cruelty cases that are media reported. I'm sure all of us here have seen commercials for the ASPCA, such as this one.
Helpless animal. Every day, innocent animals are abused, beaten, and neglected, and they're crying out for help. Please call the number on your screen and join the ASPCA for the monthly gift right now. For just $18 a month, only 60 cents a day, you'll help rescue animals from their abusers and provide medical care, food, shelter, and love. One who's been given a second chance thanks to you. Right now, there is an animal who needs you. Your call says, I'm here to help. Please call right now.
Wishbone tries to prevent dogs from being put in situations like these by taking them in and giving them all the care they might need until they can find a permanent home. And if any dog finds themselves in these unfortunate circumstances, Wishbone will give them the treatment and care they need to recover. Dogs do so much for humans, and now Wishbone is trying to give back to them and keep them safe. An article titled Statistics on No Kill Advocacy Center's website reveals that 96% of Americans say we have a moral duty to protect animals and should have strong laws to do so. Wishbone does as much as they can to try and protect as many dogs as possible. One of the things they try to do is to educate the public on animal welfare issues and promote life-saving community initiatives. On Wishbone's website, www.wishbonecaninerescue.org, they have information on the shelter, such as their outcomes, their mission statement, and their no-kill policy. They also have an app called Wishbone Canine Rescue where you can find all that information and more. Another way Wishbone protects dogs is not letting them suffer in any way. If your family is suffering from financial hardships, they will help you keep your pets in their homes by providing temporary assistance with pet food, supplies, and vaccinations. They also help keep dogs from suffering by not filling the shelter to a state that will be uncomfortable for them. Instead, when they rescue dogs from overcrowded shelters where they might be otherwise euthanized, they place them in the safety and comfort of a loving foster home. Now that I've talked about the needs for Wishbone and how it satisfies those needs, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can go about adopting one of the animals, fostering, volunteering, or simply donating to help with the care of the dogs. An article on Oxford Pet reveals that according to the World Health Organization, there is an estimated number of 200 million stray dogs in the world. If you would like to look into adopting one of Wishbone's dogs, there are a few things you can do. You can go on their website or app, click on Our Dogs, and browse through the 50 dogs they currently have in their care. If you find a dog that looks like they will be a fit for you, you can go back to the home page and click on Adopt. That will take you to an adoption application where you put in your information and the name of the dog you're wanting to give a home. Another way you can go about adopting one of their dogs is by going to one of the events they hold for people to come and meet some of their adoptable dogs. To find out when and where their events are, you can go to their website and click on Events. One more thing you can do is simply go into the rescue and talk to a worker about adopting. If you aren't looking to adopt a dog but would still like to help an animal in need, there are also a few things you can do. One of them would be to foster a dog until they can find a temporary home. You can sign up to be a foster home on Wishbone's website. One more thing you could do to help donate is to donate or volunteer. Wishbone receives no government funding, so therefore they rely on the generosity of supporters to provide the financial resources needed to continue their mission of rescuing, providing care, and finding homes for their dogs. You can donate on their website or even take in food and supplies to the shelter. To become a foster parent, go to their website, click on foster, and fill out the application. There are so many homeless animals in this world that need care and love. Wishbone takes in and rescues as many dogs as they possibly can. With so many dogs in need and so few shelters that give dogs the chance that they deserve, your help is very needed. If you are unable to take on the responsibility of bringing home a loving companion, you might pick up a bag of dog food to donate or even volunteer at the shelter. Even the smallest donation can provide love and care for the dogs of Wishbone. Having 3 dogs myself, I can personally say that having as many living dogs in this world as possible is a major payoff to any small expenses you put forth. Okay, Tyler.